All right, this is good. The more I look, the more I'm finding. I hope you'll come here and make a trip to this store with your family. I found bags of Jamaica flowers. These are dried, and they look like this. Let's see if I can give you a nice view. And this was one of my favorite drinks when I lived in Mexico. And I'm going to show you how to buy the drink in just a second. But these are dried Jamaica flowers. The word is spelled exactly like Jamaica. So if you come in and look for the word Jamaica or Jamaica in Spanish, you'll find dried Jamaica flowers. Now let me walk over to the drinks again. Refrescos are sodas or soft drinks. And let me show you what the drink looks like. It tastes a lot like Kool-Aid. So imagine your mother, your mama, boiling water on the stove, throwing these flowers in, and sugar, and the water turns red, rojo, and after she cools it, she's made a drink called agua de Jamaica, which means water of Jamaica flower. I'm back over at the refrescos, the sodas, the drinks, and I'm holding in my hand una botella de Jamaica, a bottle of Jamaica drink, and it tastes a lot like Kool-Aid. See if I can let the sun shine through. Yeah, it's red, rojo, just like Kool-Aid, and it tastes like Kool-Aid, but you just saw the flour that we make it from. I'm zoomed in nice and close. I bet you have no idea what this is. Let me come out a bit. It's another drink, and I'm pretty sure this one looks different for you. Let me turn it. Things are floating in it. Look at that. Can you guess what it is? Well, see if you can find the word coconut. And it's called Coco Loto, coconut juice with pulp. And if you look closely, it's pretty thick. There are pieces of coconut floating in the coconut juice. Coco is coconut. And in English, we sometimes call our head our noggin. If you say you bumped your head, you might say you bumped your noggin. And in Spanish, we call our head our coco. So if you bump your head in Spanish, you've bumped your coco, your coconut. Speaking of cocoa, here's more. Coconut juice, jugo de coco. And coconut grows throughout much of the Spanish-speaking world. And little boys and girls climb trees and bring them down and cut them open and eat them. So drinking coconut juice is something you could do in Mexico. Estas son velas. Velas in Spanish are candles. And every Mexican or Latin grocery store I've ever been in sells a variety of religious articles, and velas, candles, are definitely something you will see. And some of you may have never seen anything like this. This says the Ángel de la Guarda, the guardian angel. This one says Ángel de la Guarda, guardian angel, and there it is in English. This is San Judas Tadeo, Saint Judas Thaddeus, and I don't know all of the saints, but I've got a friend here who does. He's going to tell us about one of Mexico's most important saints. This is my friend Matias, and he's going to tell you about this vela. Matias?
Sí, esta es una veladora mexicana, es la Virgen de Guadalupe. Esta representa mucho a los mexicanos. Para mí es muy importante porque yo soy católico. Y para mí es como si fuera una segunda madre.
Wow, that's great. And Matias just told you that this saint represents most Mexicans, and for him, she is like a second mother. Her name is the Virgin of Guadalupe, or the Virgen de Guadalupe, and every Mexican home I've ever been in has at least a candle or perhaps a small statue or even a shrine set up for the Virgen de Guadalupe. She's very important. And I'm going to let you, hope, get a nice view of this candle. And there is her name, the Virgen de Guadalupe. All right. And there are many velas or candles here. Some of them are kind of scary looking to me. This is the scary looking one, and his name is Death. And then some of them are not so scary looking. These are actually very pretty. Look at these. And there's no saint on them. They're just beautiful colors. Let's see if we can name the colors. Verde, rojo, amarillo, azul, rosado, morado y blanco. Muchos colores en esta vela. Here in Boone, North Carolina, sometimes if you go to the massed store or perhaps to a country fair, you might see dolls, muñecas, made of corn husks. Mexicans use corn husks, but we don't use them the same way. We don't make dolls. We make food with them. And this is a pack of corn husks. Let's see if I can show you more. These corn husks are being sold to make tamales. And tamales, as I told you earlier, are made in those giant pots. And they're delicious. We make them a lot of times during the holiday season, during Christmas and New Year's. There's a book I often have read to my students called Too Many Tamales. And a little girl loses a ring inside of one of the tamales, and they have to eat them all to look for the ring. And you can get that book at your school library. But these are the corn husks, and this is what they look like before you use them. If you want to make them soft so you can put tamales in them, you have to soak them in water. So there you go, tamales. Galletas, cookies. These are called poblanas, from Puebla, El Mexicano. Now, if you're like most Mexican kids, you love galletas, you love cookies. Interestingly, in English, we have two words. We have a word, cookie, and the word, cracker. But in Spanish, we don't have two different words. We call cookies and crackers galletas. So it's a little tricky. You might ask for a galleta and think you're getting something that's sweet and sugary, and they give you a saltine. Or you might ask for a cracker, a galleta, and think you're getting a salty cracker, and they give you a cookie. So let's see what we've got here. These are called suave cremas, which means smooth creams. And this is a box of mixed cookies or galletas, surtido rico, barritas fresa. These are kind of like fig Newtons. I'm just going to show you a variety of cookies, polvorones. These are crumbs, like polvo is dust, so this is like saying crummy cookies or dusty cookies. Emperador, these look good to me. I like chocolate. A mí me gusta comer chocolate. Guadalupanas. Do you remember the candle we just saw with the Virgin of Guadalupe? These cookies are named after her. That's how much they love that particular saint in the Catholic Church. So if you want to try new cookies, if Mom and Dad will let you, you can come here and try some Mexican cookies. So we've got some pretty sugary, sweet snacks here, and we've also got some very healthy things in the Mexican grocery store. You can find both. These are called Super Bombolin galletas, cookies. They sell dishes in the Mexican grocery store, dishes made in Mexico. And this is a taza, a cup. Here are some others. These are made by hand. It even tells right here, it says hecho en México, and that means made in Mexico. Aquí está el precio, $3.49, $3.49. And if I were in Mexico, I would be drinking hot chocolate out of this for breakfast or for the late night merienda snack. Or I might be drinking an atole. An atole is a really thick cornmeal drink with milk and cornmeal, and sometimes strawberry, chocolate, or vanilla. And they drink atole often at breakfast. And I guess it's sort of like cream of wheat here, but it's a lot more runny, so you can drink it out of a cup. It's one of my favorite Mexican treats. It's called atole. This is something new for you. It's called an esponja. It's huge. Let's see if I can pick it up. Here's one. Alright, look how long this is. It's an esponja, and you don't eat it. It's from the sea, and an esponja is a sponge. And can you guess what you do with it? That's right. You take a bath. This is a bath sponge. I asked him how much it is. It's only $5, $5. And I think if you go to an American store, and try to buy sponges, I think they're a lot more expensive. So this is a nice place to come buy this for your mom, for your mama. Everybody knows that if you're going to eat food from Mexico, you're probably going to eat a tortilla. A torta is a cake. When you add iya on the end of a word, or ito, it means that you're making that thing small. So if a torta is a cake, a tortilla is a little cake, and that's really what this is. This is a stack of them, and they are crucial for Mexican cooking. They sell a lot of tortillas here. Now, if you have the time, or if you live like they do in Mexico, you're going to buy maseca, a bag of masa harina. Let's see if I can show you the front of the bag. And this is the dough, the flour, the harina. It says masa instantánea de maíz, instant dough of corn. And this is what they make tortillas out of. It's pretty simple to do it once you learn how, and the sound of tortilla making is the sound of a Mexican kitchen, and it's the sound of clapping. Usually mom does it, or grandma, or the women or girls in the house, usually, and you will hear clapping sounds, and they're basically patting them out by hand like you might do a Play-Doh pancake. My favorite kind of tortilla isn't called a tortilla. It's called sopes. And I'm really excited to see that they sell them here. Look how thick they are. So this is a normal tortilla. See how thin they are. And this is a bag of sopes. And these are really good. They fry them. Sometimes they flavor these with salsas. And you eat them like this. And just hold it, put good things on it, and put it in your mouth. It's really neat. It's small and thick. I found some more brands of masa, the flour that we use to make tamales and also tortillas. And they sell lots of products, productos made of maíz or corn. And I'm going to just walk down the bottom of this aisle and stop here. This is a can of hominy, Mexican-style hominy. One of the best soups in Mexico is made with this, and it says Maíz Estilo Mexicano, Mexican-style corn. Look at this. They sell the soup. The soup that Mexico is famous for, in which they use lots of hominy, is called pozole. If you want to try it, come buy this can right here. In Spanish, the can that we store food in is called a lata. This is a lata. And in just a second, we're going to go through the store and look at containers. All kinds of containers in the store. This is a lata of menudo, another Mexican soup. And here's one more. I'll show you one more soup. This is called caldo de pollo, which means chicken soup. Chicken and vegetable soup. Pollo is chicken,